I don't imagine we're ever going to see this again. I have not been submitted this before. I'm actually kind of shocked we haven't been submitted this before. We've seen something somewhat close, but it's usually because the group leader isn't aware of what they're inviting to the group. This is something that is actually kind of sad. It's actually kind of sad. I feel bad that this is happening in the video game today. So today we are reviewing a Rookery 3 that turns into a Rookery 2. It's going to be 2 keys. And this is incredibly important. This is why this will probably never happen again, because the way it goes down, it's going to be really hard to imagine it ever actually happening in the first place. So we start the dungeon off, we see we have Druid, Hunter, and Warlock DPS, and we have a Demon Hunter that is currently a tank, and a healer that's the person who's submitting the run. Okay, so here's what the first pull looks like. Really good first pull. Really pay attention to what goes on in these pulls, because this is going to be incredibly crucial to how the 2 goes. All right, you got to understand the 3 to see the 2. So we have the Demon Hunter here. Okay, he's just kind of like walking forward. Everybody's kind of looking to engage the pack, and nobody really does. Demon Hunter then like leaps from wherever the mob started to all the way over there. Really strange decision on its own. Like just jumps past all the enemies as they run past him, and then the mobs are just like attacking everybody but the Demon Hunter. We have DPS getting aggro. We have the healer dying, and you know, I guess because it's a 3, none of that actually causes any problems, so we just continue. Left side of this boss room, all right? Pay attention to the patrolling pack. This is really funny to me. We're fighting the pack next to the patrol. Like, how the hell does that not aggro? That is insane. I did not know that that could not aggro if you were standing right there, but that doesn't aggro. Watch it walk right by them. Like, how clueless are these mobs? You want me to care about your stupid uprising against the other dwarves? Like, brother, you can't even see enemies that are like 5 feet away from you. They walk right by them. Equal criticism for the group though, right? Like the fact that the patrol just kind of, hey guys, are you gonna, oh, okay, we're gonna keep walking then, no worries. So we're on the other side now, still haven't pulled that patrol. Look, it's gonna happen the same way on this side. Fighting this pack here, just kind of tanking it where it is. There's the patrol. The patrol's just like, what are you guys doing? Why are you getting killed? This is an incredibly important pull though. Watch how this all goes. So there's the tank right there, right in the middle. He's gonna jump in. You guys have seen this a ton of times with Demon Hunter. You guys always tell me that there's some bug. I don't understand it, but yeah, apparently like all the things this guy's doing are not doing threat right now. The Warlock is actually doing like a ton of DPS compared to everybody else, like burst to like 1 point something, and he dies to threat, and then the pack pulls. It's actually funny because as the Warlock is dying, somehow the pack aggroes. I actually don't know how it aggroes this time, but it aggroes and then it comes in, Starfall hits it, so now we're fighting it as well. What's next? Typically you would say the boss, but we have the patrol that walks right next to the boss. You could literally see the patrol right now. It's walking directly next to the boss. That thing's still alive. So we're going to go ahead and just ignore that. Like just pretend like it doesn't exist like we did when we were fighting the trash on the other side. And we're just going to pull the boss. Like, yeah, we're just going to fight the boss directly where the patrol walks. Here it comes. Here's the patrol. Just going to like walk right into it. Just going to straight up walk right into the group. Everybody's standing directly where the I mean, what did you think was going to happen? What was the player? What did anybody think this wasn't going to happen? I don't know. It walks right into the Demon Hunter, and the Demon Hunter just does nothing. The Warlock does everything, and the Warlock instantly gets meleeed and killed. So now we're trying to scramble, and well, I guess we don't have a battle res available, but coming into the shot is something else they skipped. Another pack. I love this too. Like, I think this one's actually skippable, but we're just going to actually just walk right into it. Watch this. Boom. All right, cool. Just going to get aggroed, and that's now just total disaster. We have 6 trash mobs during the boss fight. All right, yeah, that's not what we're reviewing, by the way. This is not the focus of the review. This is something that just happens along the way that is funny. The Druid DPS says, why didn't you clear it all? Here is the response from the Demon Hunter. Thought got that last group. Got that last group. I've played this over my head like 10 times now. I don't know what the A is. Thought I got that last group, I guess is what he's trying to say, but you put an A. The A and the I are like on complete opposite sides of the keyboard. Meanwhile, watch how this pack goes. So we pull it again over there, meleeing the Warlock. Demon Hunter jumps in again, does nothing, I guess, and the Warlock just like instantly pulls threat. I mean, again, doing a lot of damage, but yeah, one way or the other getting punched by a bird. Stellar play from the Demon Hunter to recover from that. Watch this. Here comes the circles or whatever, swirls, whatever you want to call them now, just stands directly in. I don't even know that he saw them because he's just kind of running right through them. Why did he die, you might be asking? Here's the answer. I'm lagging bad. Oh, that's the issue. All right, that makes a lot of sense. So he's lagging bad. Keep that in mind. And then the Warlock, who's now died to threat effectively 3 times in like 5 minutes, just leaves, which is actually kind of fucking embarrassing, to be honest. I don't blame him for being frustrated, but this is a fucking 3, brother. Just swallow your pride and keep going. But thankfully, he doesn't, because we were not going to get the 2 if we didn't have the 3. Again, this is all setting the stage for the actual review, which is about to start right now. Here we are, listing the 2. Time to try the key again. 1 level lower, shouldn't be much different. A variety of human beings signing up to the group. 629 warrior with 0 rating. Priest 640, 953 rating. We're gonna invite both of them. There's our friend again, Kaiju. 655, by the way. 673 score, 655. You might recognize that guy from 5 seconds ago in the previous run. Something you may have missed at first glance, though. This is incredibly important. Watch what happens when he signs up, okay? I'm pausing it, we're freeze framing it, we're zooming in. Do you see the difference? He is signing up now as a DPS. Very, very interesting. As an aside, this is the guy who said, I'm lagging really bad. Instantly signs up to the same key again. I don't know what kind of logic that is. Here's what we're actually talking about, okay? So everything up until this point has been basically a tease or setting the stage for this moment right here. Kaiju Blackrock signed up as DPS, joins the party, and immediately gets switched to tank. You guys see that in the chat there. I imagine what's happening here is Blizzard is doing that. Like, I don't think the guy set his role as tank one way or the other. I guess that does that if you're a certain specialization, probably, right? I don't know how that part works. Maybe you guys could explain that to me down below. He signed up as DPS and gets automatically rebranded by the game as a tank. But we get our 5th player. It's a mage named Destrolock. That's a really great name for a mage. This key is amazing, by the way. And we're gonna start the Mythic +2 of the Rookery with the same guy from the previous run who was lagging and didn't keep threat and didn't pull trash as the tank. Now he's in the dungeon, tried to play a DPS. This time he's also the tank. So this may give you more insight into what happened on this first pull, right? So here we go. Watch it again. First pull coming up. We're gonna just go ahead and walk down to the base of this. And yeah, similar looking, doesn't it? Yeah, we kind of just fall down. Everybody's kind of getting whatever kind of threat they get just by walking down there. On our way to the second pack, all right? This is the famous room that caused so many issues in the last run. Here it comes again. Watch how we are posturing, just really laying out the strategy in our head, deciding, do we want to fight mobs or maybe we want to play a game of Hearthstone? Just kind of walking around, trying to figure it out. Which should we actually aggro mobs? Do we want to try to open trade with them and see if they'll trade us their blue feathers on those birds because they're really cool looking? Just making a decision. Ultimately gonna walk over here, and now we're leaping in, but we do actually get threat this time, no problem. Guy's silencing the mobs, like he's playing the specialization. It's not like he's just not pressing buttons. He's trying to do things. Here comes the same thing. This is the same thing as last time. We're just gonna jump right past the patrol. This time the warrior charges in at an angle that it aggroes it. Watch it again. There's the patrol. Clearly you want to fucking pull that thing. Just like jumps past it like it doesn't exist. Really, really, really strange behavior. Just jumps past it like it doesn't exist. Warrior just gonna charge in, instantly get threat on those things. Mage dies again. Healer's got threat on shit. It's a total catastrophe. Total catastrophe. Running back from that catastrophe. 3 deaths to that catastrophe. More deaths coming though because they have no healer. I guess that's hard to survive a 2 with no healer. And here's the comment. This is why we're making a video. The warrior says, did I steal threat? Which is a really weird way to describe you charging into a pack that the tank didn't aggro. But anyway, they comment saying, we all did. Somehow everybody died to threat. The priest did not, by the way, but everybody but the priest died to threat. Here's the fucking comment of the century. Demon Hunter, who's just tanked the previous dungeon and is now the tank in this dungeon, says, who's the tank? Oh, okay. Everybody is replying to him saying, you're in the tank specialization. The reply, I signed up as DPS. Haha, that's true, actually. He did do that. Warrior says, I can switch to tank if needed, ruining what otherwise would have been a absolutely legendary moment. But good thing he does, because we can continue the conversation as it moves on. But we are inspecting the player. We see he is indeed in the Vengeance talent tree with Elscarred hero talent. This guy is playing the Vengeance Demon Hunter spec. Then drops this line saying, I have never tanked this one before. What the fuck are you talking about? You were literally just in here tanking it. Like, what is he saying? I have no idea what he's even talking about. So the warrior dies on purpose, I guess, to run out of the dungeon. They're gonna go out there, switch to tank spec. Meanwhile, the guy who's supposed to be tanking, not even here, Demon Hunter says, let's do it. Like, what are we doing? Are you tanking or not? I don't understand. Druid says, you're talented into vengeance, and the vengeance Demon Hunter says, that doesn't mean tank though. What are we unclear on? I'm not really sure. The warrior says, isn't that the tank spec? Druid says, it is. Well, I'd have no fucking idea what this guy's talking about. Does he not know that vengeance is the tank spec? Does he think it should have switched him automatically to Havoc? Does he think he's playing Havoc right now? He says, yeah, but I thought I signed up for DPS on this one. So I guess like answering the question a little bit, like he's like, well, I am vengeance, but I wanted to DPS as vengeance or something. Healer says, that's why the group finder automatically swapped you to tank when you joined. Meanwhile, Priest just AFK DCs, just totally DCs. Tell me you guys believe this person is coming back. Like no chance in my eyes, right? I'm really, really shocked that they actually come back. He comes back though. Sorry, disconnected. I believe you. Yeah, you definitely were offline for like 10 minutes, right? That guy's definitely trying to get out of Dodge, and I don't blame him because this is ridiculous. I mean, it's really ridiculous. We now have two tanks. We have the warrior who switched, but really, ironically, he doesn't get automatically changed to tank. So I still am a little shaky on that. But yeah, he's now playing Protection Warrior. You can see in the DPS chart playing Protection. We have a Vengeance Demon Hunter and a Protection Warrior. We are going to do the entire Keystone with two tanks. It's a 2, by the way. Keep a look at the timer right now, too, by the way. 10 minutes, 53 out of the split. Two tanks. We stood there for like probably 10 minutes trying to figure out that whole who's tanking situation. Only other death that comes besides all that chaos is the Destro Warlock RPing as a Destro Warlock. Just standing still. You can't actually see it, but he was in the mechanic, just standing in the dead center of the mechanic and just dying to that. Throw a battle res out, and he declines the battle res, by the way. Pro move there, actually. Great move. Pulling the boss with 4 minutes left to go. Two tanks. Here comes the first burn. Let's watch it play out. Bloodlust gonna come out. Mage is rising up the charts. Actually gonna burn this boss really hard here. Boss is gonna finish the first burn at 59% on a 2. Pretty not too bad considering we got two tanks. Boss dies in a minute 30. That's the difference, right? Minute 30. We got 99% count, by the way. Two tanks couldn't figure out the route. It's actually probably really hard to have two tanks considering how everybody haggles about the route. I can only imagine what two tanks would be like. But anyway, we are going to kill this trash and we are going to upgrade a 2 with two tanks. I mean, at least 10 minutes of inactivity, one player being DC'd for a good portion of that, and frankly, not good damage either. Like everything about this run is just really bad. And actually, you now see the Demon Hunter tank actually loses to the Warrior tank overall as well. The person who records this is thanking the Warrior for switching to tank because like literally this key was going to be another failed key if they didn't do that, which is actually kind of crazy. Meanwhile, this comment gets left. Next time, double check if you have tank marked. Demon Hunter says, will do. That's it for him, but we're not done conversating on the fact that this just happened. After he leaves, Priest says, and don't DPS as a tank spec, question mark. Destro Warlock Mage says, I don't think vengeance as DPS is a thing. Priest replies, it's not. It's really not. AoE can be good. Oh, okay, so it can be a thing or no? What do you mean? And this is the part that like really makes me have a lot of doubt. The Warrior says, the game doesn't swap your spec the last I check, and the Healer says only in the Dungeon Finder. So this is why I say this is really sad, and this is why there's so much going through my head right now with this. First of all, there's like so many possibilities here about why this could happen, but let's take that last one as the potential option here. The guy is used to doing heroic dungeons. He's maybe doing like world content as vengeance, and then he queues as DPS and it automatically switches him to Havoc. He may actually think that queuing as a DPS transforms your character into that. I don't know that for sure, but that's a very real possibility, and that is fucking sad because that is Blizzard. I don't know if that's letting them down or what. Like, I don't know how to describe that, but it's just like, it really makes me worried for this game's future if that is true, if that's actually happening. But the other possibility is this guy thinks Vengeance can actually be a DPS spec, and he just likes Vengeance, but he does not like the tanking role, and it may mean that he has actually done this before. When we look at his Raider IO, it's confusing to me because he has all of his score as a DPS, like it's marked as DPS. He has the one run, the run that we're showing from this video, as a 2 as a tank. That's the only one that he has as Vengeance, but the other ones are marked as DPS. He's in these runs as a damage dealer. It's marked as damage dealer. I don't know. It says Havoc Demon Hunter Fellscarred. It shows like Havoc Demon Hunter things. I don't know what's going on here. But from what I can tell, this guy doesn't tank. Like, he hasn't actually finished a dungeon as a tank. But one way or the other, I can't shake the feeling that this player is lost in the miasma that is this game at the new player level, and they may not find their way out of it. I don't know. It's a sobering tale because it's ridiculous. It's funny. It's insanity. We'll never see this again. We will never see a demon hunter who expects his vengeance talking about playing DPS and asking why there's no tank in the group when he signs up and he wanted to be a DPS, but he's still vengeance, so it puts him at like, we're never gonna fucking see this again. I don't even know what to say about it. I can't even comment on this. But just the fact that there's a player walking around like this and seemingly didn't learn anything from it, right? The warrior says to him, make sure you double check that you're not a tank next time, and he's just like, haha, oh yeah, you know, like, oh yeah. I don't think there was any learning done from this. The guy did the entire dungeon as vengeance. Nobody suggested, not through the whole fucking run, hey, why don't you walk out and go play Havoc if you want a DPS? Doesn't get brought up. Leaves the key, thinks like, oh cool, we just upgraded that key with me as a tank. Like, I don't know what's going through this head, but it's honestly almost like kind of depressing as well as funny. So I'm done. That's the end of the video. Thank you guys for submitting me shit like this. If it wasn't for you guys submitting me shit like this, I don't think we would ever see stuff like this in the video game. So I'm so thankful. If you guys are doing it too at all, please record it because it is the absolute Wild West. But as you see here, you cannot possibly argue that Blizzard has made the Mythic +2 difficulty too difficult for you, because this is like, I mean, come on. We showed a run with 35 deaths as an upgrade. Now we showed a run with 2 tanks and a guy AFK. Like, it's like 10 minutes of wasted time. We still upgrade this key very easily. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.